Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to some more popular songs of the month, and this is from the 60s. I've done the reaction to the most popular song each month in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now the 60s. I think by far the worst in terms of like the music probably was the 2010s. There's bangers in there, but just some of it is just, it's just like, god damn, what's happened? But with the 60s, I'll be honest, the Beatles, who are, I'm assuming, the most famous band from the 60s, one of the most famous bands of all time, but I think they were the biggest band from the 60s. I only know like one, two, or three of their songs, something around that, and one of them was because I reacted to it on my Patreon. Another one is from a TV advert, and another one is just probably because it's just really famous. But for someone who's British, grew up with a dad who likes old music. Don't know if he likes music from the 60s, but he listens. He's a music head. So I grew up with different music here and there, but I don't know anything. I didn't know much of the Beatles or anything from the Beatles, but yeah, them being the biggest group from the 60s, it's probably going to make me realize I'm not going to know many of these. I would be surprised if I know five of the songs in this list. Maybe I'll know more. Maybe I'll be surprised because there's probably some just famous songs here and there. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. But we're gonna see. And yeah, if you want more reactions to this sort of stuff, let me know. I think there's a 50s one. Yeah, there's a 50s one here. But this video is longer, so I'm gonna assume it shows the songs for longer, which will probably mean it's gonna get blocked possibly, but hopefully not, because I mean, I just like posting this on YouTube and it seems to go down quite well. But yeah, 60s music, I'll be the first to say I have no idea what to expect, and I don't think I'll know many of these songs, if not any. But again, like I said already, maybe I'll be surprised. Links are in the description to my Patreon. That's where I post a lot of music reactions, full music reactions to different bands here and there, different groups here and there. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, links are in the description. There's also many other things there as well, like film reactions, series reactions, just yeah, all you can find pretty much. But we're going to jump into this and see the most popular song each month in the 60s. This is going to be so interesting. Like, I wonder how many of these, how many of these bands that I know. Johnny Preston. I don't. See, it's crazy. So this is like the 60s, right? The music's like, you can sort of tell this is 60s music because it's a little bit more like raw, and it's like it's not as edited. It's focused on their voice because the voices that they have are flipping ridiculous. But it will slowly evolve. It's crazy to think this is the 60s and then the Beatles will come in and they will, because they've got a completely different sound. Were they like the new sound at that point? Was that why they were so big? Or did they just perfect the sound that was already there? I guess we'll see their first sort of appearances in this list.
I dove with a love big as the sky. Teen angel, can you hear me?
So what genre is this? Is this just pop?
Can you see me?
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
See, it's mostly focused on their vocals.
That we're
Just talent. I know this. Dun, 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 dun. I know it. Come on, let's go. Don't know where from. Elvis, I don't know much of either. I've done a reaction to him on my Patreon too. But when was Elvis around? Let me just see this, because he was from the 50s as well, wasn't he? Elvis. So he was when did he first make music? First recordings, 53. So yeah, he started in the 50s. When was he more popular? 50s or 60s? I mean, I don't know, but people who, I guess, were around in this era, I'm assuming you'll know when he was at his biggest sort of time. But obviously, everyone knows Elvis. I don't know much, if not any of his songs, but I know he was an absolute icon, and he still is. Known for his hair and stuff.
Hide in the kitchen, hide in the hall. Don't want your love anymore.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I know it though. See, it's all focused on their voices. Like, it's crazy how it's changed. But in this sort of era, the main instrument is the voice, which sounds stupid because it's music, and that's just sort of how it is, right? But it's more focused on the voices here than it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and well, yeah, just onwards from here. But obviously, you've got the instruments in the back, you've got the songs in the back, but the voice is definitely the focus, like, of the music.
I'm sorry,
Again,
so sorry that I was such a fool.
fucking hell, the voice. Dun, 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 dun. Again, this is from the 60s. What? I've known 2 so far.
It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me.
Heard it. If you want,
Don't forget who's taking you home.
if you want any full reactions to some of these songs, please let me know, because I'm down for that.
Say
So tell me now, and I won't ask again.
Is this pop back in the day?
Will you still love
Like, was pop like? How did like? Let's say how did music start? But like, because music's been going on and on, right? But when did musicians start becoming like the most famous sort of people around? Because obviously you could probably do the most popular song each month going into the 1700s or something like that, right? But like, when did genres start being more popular? And when was pop like the main genre? And when was rock? Like, there's not really much rock in this so far, unless it is considered rock. It just sounds completely different, which could be the case. But there's no, because it just sounds so different. I'm just like struggling to see what is which genre. But I'm gonna assume this sort of sounding stuff is pop, and most of it is pop. I'm gonna assume. Beatles were rock, weren't they? Rock pop, maybe. I don't know.
treat me nice, treat me good. Treat
He was a
me
pop star,
like
right?
you really should. 'Cause I'm not
No, he was the king of rock, and MJ was the king of pop, right? He was the king of rock, I think.
made of wood, and I
I'll stop pausing now.
don't have a wooden.
I think nah, I haven't heard it.
end this misery? I wonder. I wonder
How the fuck has he done that?
why.
So my
It's just
darling,
Elvis.
please
It's all Elvis.
oh, your love so warm and tender.
Pretty Polynesian baby over the sea. I remember the night when we walk in the sands of Waikiki, and every time you pass me by, or you don't know what I go through.
How strong is her
Sing
voice?
someone else with you.
What?
Take good care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be.
But no. I know this song. I know Ray Charles, but I didn't think I knew any of his music. But I've definitely heard this one before. Was actually, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I was gonna say was Ray Charles a pianist? Is this Ray Charles? I don't know what Ray Charles looks like, but a lot of iconic names are people who were pianists. So I'm gonna assume he was a pianist.
Here's the moral and the story from the guy who knows it. I fell in love and my love still grows.
Rosa.
She ever knew to say, I keep away from a runaround Sue.
I know this one as well. I've known more than I thought.
Once in every
4 so far.
lifetime comes a love like this.
Take my hand.
think I know this one. Sure, I think I do know this one. I mean, this just sounds like it's an iconic song. I've definitely heard this somewhere. Didn't know it was Elvis. I'll be 100% honest. Like, from hearing this song, you'd probably just hear it here and there, like, whenever. I didn't know it was Elvis, which goes to show how big his music really was. If I've just heard this randomly, and I've not known who it was, but it's just 60 years later I'm hearing it, it just goes to show just how massive he really was.
Take my whole life too. For hey, baby.
Ooh. I wanna know. Oh god damn, I'm actually really surprised. I've known 6 songs. I've already beat my target. I mean, some people will be like, you barely know any of these all together, but I mean, I feel like these are the most iconic ones that I remember, I've heard, so I mean, I'll take that.
If you'll be my girl.
So this is rock, right? This is definitely rock. They've got the rock guitars and everything.
Be my little good luck charm, you sweet delight. I want a good luck charm hanging on.
Ray Charles again, with the piano there, so I assume he was a pianist.
Said I made up my mind.
Roses are red, my love. Violets are.
But you can sort of hear a distinct, like, sort of 60s sound by it. It's all, like, quite, not great, I don't know, is that even the right word? I don't even know what I mean by grainy, but, like, raw, like, the voice is the main focus. The music's quite, like, just pianos. It's not, like, crazy in your ears, but it's, like, sort of a chilled out sort of style of music. Slow. Pianos are just going slowly, or whatever it is. So you can hear a distinct sound to the 60s. But was this just the start? Was it because it was obviously like the early years of a decade? It's sort of the 50s, late 50s mixing with the 60s. And then I guess when we get to the late 60s, it will be mixing with the 70s and it will sort of be changing. But
So come on, do the locomotion with me. You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby.
I thought I knew it, but
Speedy Gonzales, why don't you come home?
this is where Speedy Gonzales comes from.
Speedy
I know the name Speedy Gonzales.
how come you leave me all alone?
Colour? What the fuck is this guy's voice? How the hell has he done that? God damn.
Wrote upon it, return to sender, address unknown, no such number. Walk right in, sit right down, daddy let your mind roll on.
This sounds good.
Walk right in, sit right down, daddy let your mind roll on.
I don't know if it's because you can hear her voice the most and it just works well, but that was one of my favourite ones so far.
Love means planning a life for two, being together the whole day. Everybody has a
Cliff Richard, I've heard of.
doing things they always wanted to. So we're going on a
I've definitely heard that. That wasn't the main part of the song, but I've 100% heard that song.
Know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make a mind. Be the envy of all the girls. It's just a matter of I love it, I love it, I love it. And where he goes, I follow. He'll always be my true love.
See, I only know this song, right? I don't know this song. I've never heard this song before, but there's like, I've mentioned it in previous reactions like this. In England, we've got a massive culture around going to the football and the fans, or going to the soccer and seeing the fans and stuff, and they'll sing they'll recreate songs to the styles of old songs, and they'll turn it into their own song. Like they'll make it about a player or about the team or whatever. And this is quite a common one in the sport. Like fans will use or make up songs on this song. That like I've definitely heard the sort of the theme before, but I've never heard the original. So that's a start for me. It's interesting to actually hear where it comes from.
My true love, from now on. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you.
Damn, I know another one. Damn. So they make the same style of music, but in a different language.
Like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an
I feel like I've heard this, but I haven't.
but I got one.
I feel like I have.
You're the devil
Somewhere.
in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. Never lose.
She wore blue velvet, bluer than velvet was the night.
Again, it's just like all the voices are so like. It's just the voice is the focus. Obviously, you've got the back sort of singing and stuff, but the voices are so much stronger in the music here. It is just so different because I should have reacted from all the way to the 50s to the 2010s, but I've reacted from the 70s to the 2010s, and now I'm going back again. So it's like it's just confusing me.
You can understand why I've gotta get back to that sugar shack. Whoa, baby, to that sugar shack. Yeah, honey, to that.
Sounds funky. I know this because of football. I'm not gonna sing it, but you'll never walk.
Dominique et Nique s'en allaient tout simplement. Routier,
Is this French?
pauvre et chantant. En
Like it's crazy. It all sounds so similar, but it's different languages.
mais en tout lieu, il ne parle que du bon Dieu, il ne parle que du bon
Beatles then. I mean, already they sound different. They just instantly took over, didn't they? The first 3 months was 1964. The first 4 months.
Everybody tells me so. Can't buy me love. No, 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 no.
Nothing you could do
Wow.
could make me untrue to my God.
My God.
Nothing you could buy could make me tell a lie to my God.
So baby, until then, lock me away and don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. She's a ragdoll, such a ragdoll. Though I love her so, I can't let her go. It's been a hard day.
They're back.
And I've been working like a dog. It's been a
It does just sound different, doesn't it? Like, obviously, the song I just heard sounds kind of similar as well, but you can hear it already changing. Like, the music, it's just gone from, like, this slow-paced focus on the voice, and now it's, like, you can actually, like, there's all kinds of instruments, there's a bit quicker pace and all this sort of stuff. I can definitely see why they would have blown up in this sort of era, because it was just so different. Again, maybe there was other music like this, but these were just the biggest. But from what I'm hearing, we went from, like, the genres all being sort of similar, not really much difference, and, like, it's just all kind of similar. And then you just go to this. Yeah, I could definitely see how they became what they were, and what they are.
I should be sleeping like a log. In New Orleans, because it's
this. Look at this video. This video for the 60s looks so good. Listen to his voice. But this is like now a bit different. Like you can sort of hear it being different now.
Pretty woman, walking
Down the street, pretty woman. Tune.
I like to meet pretty woman.
Absolute dinger, man. What a song. This is probably the most classic song from the 60s. I mean, if I was thinking of a song, I didn't know this was from the 60s, but this would be the one. I know this song. I mean, because it's just so easy to remember the words, right?
No one could look as good.
Baby love, my baby love, I need you, oh how I need you. But all you do is treat me bad. Break my heart and
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Wait, Akon copied this song?
I have nobody
Of course, I know this.
for my own.
Listen to his voice.
So go downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. No final place for sure downtown. Everything's waiting for.
I ain't got nothing but love.
They are absolutely smashing this list now. The Rolling Stones. So this is the start of like British rock, really. Like you got the Rolling Stones now, you've got the Beatles. Okay, so this is like you can sort of see how this was the start of like rock and roll, like sort of what it became, like from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But this is like really where it started to like you can start sort of hearing the resemblance to how it was later on. Like it sounds a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. It just sounds, and it's crazy how this happened just within a few years of the music not really being like showing any music similar to this. But then a few years later, it's dominated by this style of music.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, and she don't care. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
This sounds banging. I don't know that though. See, I don't know much of the Rolling Stones either, if not anything.
Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got. Help me get my feet back on.
Just the Beatles. It is just the Beatles.
Why she
Again!
had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose. Try to see it my way.
It's the Beatles again!
Keep on talking till I can go.
My love is warmer than the warmest sunshine, softer than a sigh. My love is deeper than the deepest ocean, wider than. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
Okay.
One of these days,
Okay.
these boots are gonna walk all over you.
I like this video. They're just back every time.
Sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Oh, Monday morning couldn't guarantee that Monday
Their voices are wild.
be here with me. I see a red door and I want it to black.
This is a song that I know. Yeah, the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, man. See, that is probably the most, like, for the year that it was in, that sounds so ahead of its time. Because this sounds like this could have been a rock song in the 80s or the 90s. I thought this song was from the 80s or 90s. I didn't realize it was from the 60s. What the fuck?
In the night, two lonely people, we were strangers.
Frank
in the
Sinatra.
night, up to the moment when we said our first hello. Little did we know.
But tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. Just like the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity the days can't be like the nights in the summer in the city.
Hey, hurry, love, no, you just have to wait. She said, love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take.
The yellow submarine.
Yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
This is the only song that I remembered of them before doing these reactions. Just the voices, crazy.
She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up.
Yeah, I know this, of course. I love the build-up. The build-up is just getting more intense. Tom Jones. I forgot about him.
Arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Is this song from Shrek? There's always songs I always just associate with Shrek, and I don't know why. Was this song in Shrek? Surely this song was in Shrek. The other one that I thought was in Shrek wasn't in Shrek, but this surely was. I'm certain it was. Oh, they're doing full-on videos now.
The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red.
I was going to ask if these were together, because I saw Nancy Sinatra and I thought, wait, Sinatra, Frank Sinatra. I was going to say, were they together? I'm assuming they were, because they're now making songs together.
The night's so blue,
What a duo.
and then I go and spoil it all by saying something
Oh,
stupid
Frank Sinatra
like
Jr.
I love you.
I wonder if one day that you say that you care. If you say you love me madly, I gladly be there like a puppet on a string.
Silence is golden, but my eyes still see. Silence is golden, golden.
Oh, damn. What a voice, man. God damn. This video is scaring me, though.
All you need is love.
Mate, the Beatles. Ridiculous. Like, I thought, like, today, you've got Ariana Grande just dominating. Like, I thought that was crazy. But these days, if you didn't like the Beatles, you must have absolutely hated it, because they were everywhere. They were, like, the most popular song for a good 20 times now. And they only started in 63? Or 64? Either one. Crazy.
Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days
voice.
are gone, I'm a going home. My baby just wrote me a letter.
Has he eaten gravel? Crazy voice. God damn.
You're going to San Francisco. Be sure to wear
This song just feels sad.
in your hair.
And the lights
The Bee Gees.
all went down in Massachusetts the day I left her standing on her own. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean?
I've definitely heard this 100%. A brief time, for a brief moment. I've heard that part.
You say goodbye, and I say hello.
How good is this video for this 68? Bro, this does not look like it's from 68. God damn.
Hello, hello.
Judy in the sky. Well, that's what you are. A lemonade pie with a brand new car. Cantaloupe eyes come to me tonight. Judy in the sky with glasses.
Lady Madonna, lying on the bed. Listen to the music playing in your head.
The music's quite diverse as well. There's different sounds all the time.
And honey, I miss you. And I'm being good. And I'd love to be with you.
Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, I think I know this one. I think I have.
Well, her daughter came home one afternoon and didn't even stop to play.
That is the most southern accent I've heard.
And she said, Mama got a note here from the Harper Valley PTA.
Is this what's the genre called? Country? Is that country music? I might be talking about my ass. I'm not good with that, but like good with genres or anything, as you know. Is that country music? I'm just hearing the southern accent and thinking it, but
The Harper Valley PTA.
nah, 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 nah. Hey, nah, classic. Why is that face so stretched? This is sounding like the start of the sort of the early 60s again. So it's still here a bit here and there, but you can definitely see this music was becoming less like not popular, but like the other sort of genres were becoming more popular. But like, yeah, from the start, the early 60s to the late 60s, it changed so much. Marvin Gaye. Bee Gees again. His voice is crazy. Wow. Go on. This sounds good. So dramatic. Wait. Oh, this is all the same song. The guy in the middle is crazy.
Get back to where you once belonged.
Christ, you know it ain't easy. You know how hard it can be. The way things are going, they're gonna
Just the
crucify
Beatles again.
me.
They absolutely dominated this century. Rolling Stones are back.
Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the right.
Oh, honey, honey. Da, 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 da.
You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting.
Classic. Oh, Elvis is back. He had a long time away. He came back. And of course, we're going to finish this century with firstly Elvis and then the Beatles. The two biggest of the century, the two absolute, they just dominated it. Elvis to start, the Beatles middle and the end. And you end it with both of them.
You know I believe in how.
God damn. This was a real like look at how music was, you know. I really enjoyed this. I'm 73 years now and I still get thrilled with these songs. They're part of my life. This is the thing that like how I feel about the 2000s. This is how people who I guess 60 years ago, so in their 70s, early 80s, maybe late 60s, sort of this is the music they remember, and like this is what brings back your memories. And it's just fascinating because that's just how it is, right? But yeah, music's just special, isn't it? It's just so interesting how it's changed. I can't get over how much things changed from the 60s to the end of 69. Totally different culture, not only the music but the fashion themes and moods. Yeah, it's crazy. And now I want to know what happened in the 50s, because was the 50s a lot more similar? Was the music a lot more similar, or was it a drastic change as well? It's just wild, man. It's so crazy how you can just see how much it changes throughout the years, especially in the earlier years as well. 60s, 70s, I feel like it's a lot more, you can see that, but as opposed to like the 2000s and 2010s, it sort of changes, but it's still like different things here and there. And a lot of it sounds the same. I mean, a lot of this sounded the same, but it was just a different genre, especially the earlier years. But I enjoyed this, man. Hopefully you did as well. And if you want a reaction to the 50s, I'll be sure to do so. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.